BKON, we light the way. Thank you to all of our partners.
Good day, everyone at the BKON Creator and Innovator Conference. We are super excited today to have with us one of our brightest lights in our community, Kalila Wright of Mess in the Bottle. Wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
What's your background? Because you don't come from like social impact or activism, but this is an activism business to some extent. What's your work background, your career background?
So I'm actually a designer and a creative, and I, worked as an architect prior to launching and creating my own apparel business. And I think like my design experience is what really has aided me and really helped me even design and create the bottle. It's allowed me to be, to be a dreamer, to really think about how I want to kick this company off, what I want to do with it, how, what ways I want to see it go in. So it's been a really great thing to watch it, sort of come into fruition and like really develop and spark and come into this thing of its own that I really didn't expect for it to be.
You talk about not expecting it, and I think that that's kind of like the entrepreneur in you. You start off with just a concept and you just keep moving with it and you don't know where it's going. What surprised you the most about Mess in the Bottles history so far?
I create the messages as a Black woman, a Black immigrant woman, a Black woman who was raised in Brooklyn, who's very boisterous. And I think that it surprised me, like sort of how many people really resonate, connect with the message, even if sometimes they're not directly impacted. I think that the messages have really, we foster like conversation. Mess in a Bottle is created for people to have these important conversations about difficult topics. And I think that's been really interesting as well, where, sometimes we shy away from certain, viewpoints or topics and it's dividing us these days. But Mess in a Bottle is really created to, foster and embrace that conversation, because I think that's what's going to help us to get to the next side of some of these issues.
Is there any conversation too hard for Mess in the Bottle to address?
What I do when I create the messages, I really try my best. Like, I don't want messages to offend. I want messages to question you, and so I lean more towards, if I think that someone might read this and be offended and hurt by it, it's definitely not something that, I'm very thoughtful about what messages I put on the shirt. How can I make it witty, catchy, interesting for you to think about, okay, well, did they mean this or do they mean that? And just, so there's a couple of different things that I sort of do to sort of ensure that, no topic is like too difficult. I think it's really just the approach. It's the question you ask. It's, how you frame what the message is. And so, it makes my job more difficult, but that's the fun side of it.